Well, hello, Las Vegas. Welcome to the Welcome Home with Monique show. Thanks for tuning in again. My name is Monique Buchanan, your local Las Vegas realtor, and we have a great show for you today. So whether you are thinking about buying, selling, or just curious about how to build wealth through real estate, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to be diving into failing to use your VA zero down benefit and how that can cost generations of wealth. So grab your coffee, sit back, and let's talk about real estate. And I have none other than my co-host, Miss Rebecca Coins. Hi, Becky.
Good morning, Mo.
Good morning. So today's episode is going to be titled From Renters to Riches and how VA loans could have changed your legacy or could change your legacy, right?
Absolutely.
So let's start with your son. Guys, I don't know if you guys heard the show where Jake, we were talking about Becky's son. He is in the military. What branch?
He's in the Air Force.
That's right. And how old is Jake?
20, about to be 20. No, he just turned 27.
You know, that's when we know we have too
The
many
mom
kids.
math.
We have too many kids.
Once they get past that certain age, you just start, it all blends together.
They all start blending. So Jake just bought a house through your direction.
Yes, he did.
He was hesitant at first, a little scared and nervous.
Very.
Right. So can you speak on what he was nervous about? Like, what did he talk to you about?
He was nervous about a whole host of things. One, where he's stationed at. He's been there for a minute, and it's a base he's not too overly thrilled.
Right.
So he was worried about having ties there.
Right.
He was worried if I buy a house, that means I'm putting down roots. No, not necessarily.
Not necessarily, right.
He was worried about if I do that, I'm not going to be able to do it again. Mm-hmm. This is my one-shot deal.
That's what they think.
Yep.
So let's bust that up right now. That is not true. It's not a one and done for your VA benefit. Okay,
no,
go
ma'am.
ahead.
No, ma'am.
So those were his major concerns.
Yeah, those were a lot of it, yeah. Him thinking he didn't have enough money.
Right. That's a major one. And another one, my veterans thinking that their credit's not good enough.
Yeah.
Veterans, do you realize that you do not have to have the same credit scores as, the general public? They can do as low as 580 credit scores with veterans. So keep that in mind, my veterans. You do not have to have the best credit. And guess what? At this point in this market here in Las Vegas, we are closing homes with our veterans and they're getting money back because we know how to negotiate the rest of those funds right now from the sellers. Because newsflash, guys, just so you know, I've said this time and time again, we are not in a seller's market here in the Las Vegas Valley. We are just not in it. Not at all. All price points. Not a seller's market. Not here in Vegas. I can safely say that. Okay? And you guys have heard me say before to all of my listeners out there who I consider y'all family. And I talk to you guys like family. It's not just a paycheck for me. So I'm just going to tell you straight up. If you do not have to sell your property right now, do not do it. If you can hold off and wait for these rates to come down and really come down, you will make a ton more money on your property. So unless you are moving out of state or you have some dire circumstances, I would advise you not to sell your property right now. Hold off because buyers, at least when they're dealing with me and Becky, are digging in your pockets as they should. Every one of my realtor friends, everybody I know, we're getting closing costs for our buyers. At least the experienced agents know to go out there and get the closing cost for their buyers right now because it is a buyer's market, which just simply means the buyers have the upper hand right now. Okay? That's just how it is. The rates are higher and there's a lot of inventory actually. They have quite a bit to choose from right now.
They're sitting on the market for a while.
Right.
Long time.
Average homes right now, we're talking just a regular house, under 2,000, even not even under 2,000. I would say between, 1,100 square feet to 2,500 square feet or whatever, even over that. 50 days or more on the market, you guys. And if you overprice your property, it's going to sit. We can't do magic. It's going to sit. Okay. Unless the Lord himself.
Right. A lot of these people, some of these sellers,
right.
they think it's a 2021 market.
They do.
And
unfortunately, they think it's 2019. They remember hearing at the water cooler about their friend that got 20 offers on one of their, and I get it. That did happen. And guess what? I predict it's going to happen by next year again. Because when these rates come down, we'll be reverted right back to 2019. So just for my people out there that are thinking about selling their property, that's just my straight up honest opinion, and it's my professional opinion, okay? I'm out there every day. We're out there every day. You know, we see what's going on in real time. And guess what? The market could change tomorrow. We air this, by the way. We record this on, what is it, Thursday? You guys are hearing it Saturday. The market can literally change that fast. I mean, you know, pretty darn fast. So just keep that in mind. If the rates drop to 3% by Saturday or by Monday,
game changer.
Game changer. Now my sellers are going to have the upper hand. And now I will be hitting the buyers over the head because that's what I do. I will switch it up very quick. If I'm representing my sellers, I'm going after as much as I can for them. If we're representing our buyers, we're doing the same. So tell us really quick about his deal. He did buy up in Washington State.
Yes, he did.
We can assist you in all 50 states, guys. Remember that. So tell us about the deal. Did we get some closing costs for Mr. Veteran Jake?
Ma'am, we did. We got $15,000 in closing costs on that deal.
And that was in Spokane, Washington, you guys.
Yes.
So, I mean, you know, I can't speak for every market, but I can tell you the majority of markets are seeing the same thing that we're seeing here in Las Vegas right now because of the rates.
Yeah.
And by the way, a little news flash and update. What that shutdown has done is it has lowered the rates temporarily.
Yeah.
We're in the upper fives right now. So we're getting, our phone is ringing with buyers. And if you are thinking about buying, it is a great time right now because the rates are down. They're way down. Mm-hmm. So the way this works is we have to get you right out there, find you a property because you cannot lock the rate on a property until you find a property and get it in escrow. So just remember that. If you're out there looking right now and you've been dragging your feet with your realtor, speed it up, brother. Speed it up. Because as soon as those rates, they're going to go back up once, you know,
that locked while you can.
Once the shutdown goes back up, they're going to go back up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you can find a house really quickly right now, like it, you know, and go ahead and get in escrow, you want to do that so you can lock your rate at this upper fives right now and possibly buy down the rate as well. Mm-hmm. So did Jake use our buy down method where he can get to the future rate today?
Yes, ma'am, he did.
Smart young man. I wonder where he learned that from.
No idea.
Mom said we're buying some of this rate down with that $15,000, right?
Yes, we did.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How does he feel about his purchase now?
Oh, he is walking on cloud nine. He's big man on campus now, telling all his friends. He's trying to educate them all. My little educator now. Them? Yes, as if he's been doing this his whole life.
Okay.
You need to call my mom. You guys have no idea.
Right. And so now he's a proud owner of a beautiful home. I did see it.
Yes.
A single story, plenty of yard.
Yep.
Trees and grass and squirrels.
Yes.
So now if he does get, deployed or, you know, if he has to move, he can always rent that property out. You guys can always rent it out or you can, you know, list it for sale.
Sell it. Yeah.
Now I would, you know, obviously you're not going to make a ton of money or you might even be negative in some cases if you list too quickly. So I would always say if it's right away, you probably want to rent it out for a year.
Yeah.
You know, let them pay your mortgage, let you continue to build that equity.
But that's the thing with the veterans, you know what I mean? Like you have that property and then you have to get stationed somewhere else. You have a lot of people that are coming into that base at that point in time. You got somebody to rent to.
Yep. And they have the vouchers too, don't they?
I believe so.
They have those vouchers that will give them so much for rent.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They get their housing, allocation that they get. Yeah.
Right. So there you go, veterans. There is no reason not to be purchasing, especially right now, you guys, in this market. We are able to get closing costs, which is the other portion of your cost, right? So if you're like, well, Monique, I don't have but $3,000 in my account. Well, to be honest with you, our number is 702-984-3700. 702-984-3700. This is Monique Buchanan, the host of the Welcome Home with Monique show. We are talking to our veterans today. We've, got a couple topics, but I really want to hone in on our vets because so many veterans do not take advantage of their benefits that they deserve. They have earned. And speaking on that, I want to talk about my grandfather. I thought about this the other day. I just loved him to pieces. Baker B. Berry. That was my grandpa. That was my mother's father. He was married to my grandmother, Viva B. Berry. And he was a World War II veteran. And here's the thing. We lived together, I should say, my parents, me, and my grandparents, from the time I was 8 years old until he passed away when I was 18. So we lived downtown Las Vegas. We kind of bounced around in rentals. And it was 4 adults. And I thought about that. I said, man, why didn't my papa ever use his VA benefit? If he would have bought a home, we're talking 1987, you guys. I used to live on.
Could you imagine?
Right. Stewart and 13th, downtown. I used to ride my little skateboard up and down the sidewalk. I drive by there now and I think to myself, you know, God's going to bless me. I'm going to buy one of these multi-units that I used to live in. And so you guys just heard that from me firsthand. You guys believe with me. I'm going to get one of those multi-units that I grew up in, you know, me and my little dog. But anyway, so we never bought. My parents never bought with my grandfather. He never used his VA benefit. And so that's generational wealth and equity building that he could have passed on to his grandchildren, you know, to my parents. They could have split the cost and they could have had a bunch of equity.
He didn't have a Monique or a Becky to educate him.
Exactly. It went to waste.
Yeah.
It went to waste. So let's just talk about that real quick. All right. So it's a zero down, you know, payment, right? And also, veterans, your rate is lower than the general public's out the gate. So now you have the ability to buy with a lower credit score than any of us. You get a rate lower than any of us. You don't have to worry about your down payment at all. That's taken care of by So by your benefit, what you're left with is closing cost. And what I'm telling you right now in this market and in most of the markets in the country right now, if you're hearing me somewhere else, I can still assist you, me and Becky. But in this market, we are getting those costs paid for you. Didn't you tell me that Jake got a check back?
Yes, he got a $2,500 check back after his earnest deposit was $3,000.
Hello, people. That is what's going on. Now, here, you know, she's talking about her son. She's not going to lie on her son.
No, would never.
Right? No, but seriously, we're not making this up, right? So I hope that you're hearing me and understand that, you know, the money that was left on the table could have changed myself as his granddaughter. He's got other grandkids too. My parents, their legacy, their life, the wealth that they could have left for me and my family as well. Because by buying that one property, let's talk about it. In 1987, the U.S. median price was $127,000.
I was just going to say, yeah.
It was $127,000. Now, downtown Vegas, a normal house down there, which we were living in, we were probably living in like a 1,300 square foot, 3-bedroom home, right? We're talking $100,000 in 87, okay? So now today, that same property is worth $430,000. Now, I'm telling you, we would have had it paid off for sure.
Oh, yeah.
You know, probably in 10 years.
Yeah.
We would have had that thing paid off. And
even if you took the whole 30.
Yeah.
Even if you took the whole 30.
Even if we would have taken, yeah.
It would have been paid off years ago.
Yeah, it would have been paid off. But so let's just say that it more than likely would have been paid off within 10 years, to be honest with you. And they continued to sit there and pay rent for all those years, but paid off $430,000. Could have been split in two. My parents would have gotten or taken $215,000. My grandfather and my grandma would have taken $215,000. Probably would have bought another property and left that for all the grandkids or whatever. You know, my parents would have bought another property and it would have been paid off by now as well. So when I was in high school or going to college, I could have maybe lived in that property for free.
Yeah.
Think about the benefits that you can give your kids by having a property paid off. They can collect rental income from that property throughout their lives. They can say, you know what, I'm tired of working, Mom. I'm going to go back to school. Or, hey, life happens. Maybe one of them had a kid young. They need somewhere to live. You can provide that for your child.
Well, but think about your parents, though. Yeah. Even them. Even
they struggled. They struggled
my
making
grandmother,
payments.
that was the one thing my grandmother did teach me, and I wish I would have done sooner. But her house was paid off long before. She was able to live in that house. She didn't have a house payment. She paid that mortgage off.
Right.
And they were able to be comfortable. When she had to retire early because of health issues.
Right.
They had very, very strict limited income, and she was able to stay in her home.
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge.
Yeah.
Especially when you're on a fixed income. I've got, you know, my father lives with me, but there's so many in his position that are living off of $2,000 or less.
Could you imagine them trying to find a place to live right now?
Oh, my goodness. So that's something that's in the works for me. I'm trying to figure that out for them right now because I do get that call quite often and it breaks my heart. I have nothing to offer them.
Yeah.
There's rent constantly goes up, you guys. It constantly goes up. So here you are renting right now thinking you're safe. But once again, that is a facade. You can be put out within 30 days, right? After your lease is up, your lease can go up as much as they want. No rent cap in Nevada. And if you're a senior citizen and you're on a fixed, or if you're anybody on a fixed income, and you have to sit here and continue to worry about rent going up, what are we doing? Especially if you have family members that can live with you and help you with the mortgage.
Yeah.
Get a mortgage that's fixed for 30 years. It cannot go up, but only by taxes.
Yeah.
And that's minute in most cases, of course, right? If you have an HOA, that can go up, but that's minute.
Yeah.
You're eventually going to pay that thing off, right?
Yes.
And then what you're left with is just taxes in most cases. So, you know, I like a sense of security. I like to know what I'm going to have to pay every single month. And for 30 years, sign me up.
And no, I'm not getting kicked out of my house.
And no, nobody can put a note on my door and say, have a good day.
Yeah, because we've talked about that on previous shows.
We have. You're going to sell your property. You've made enough equity. You're sitting on $400,000 worth of equity. You want to take that out and maybe pay your kids' tuition or whatever you have to do. You know, you tell your renters, have a good day. Here's 30-day notice.
Yep, happened to us twice.
Yeah. And we've talked about this.
Yes.
Happened to my best friend who was renting from a friend. And that person still is a friend.
Yeah.
But they have to do what's best for them and their family. And that's what we have to understand, right? So I don't know what to say. If you're thinking that you're going to, relocate, that's fine. Like Becky pointed out, you're a veteran. You're in the service. There's plenty of people that will rent that property from you.
Yes.
Right? If you're a retired vet and, you're renting right now and you've got grown kids living with you, hey, tell them kids, instead of paying rent, we're gonna pay a mortgage so I can leave this property to you and your kids.
Absolutely.
We got to make it make sense. It does not make sense to pay somebody else's mortgage for them because at the end of the day, you're paying somebody's mortgage. Now, like they say, is it going to be yours or someone else's?
And I promise you, after the first one,
you will never turn back.
Your whole mindset's going to change. Jake is already, since he closed, that's all I hear about is the next property, the next property, and the next property.
And you know what else? They see that it's not as hard as they thought it was.
Yeah.
Because we all have that built up in our mind that it's unachievable. It's so hard. My credit must be perfect. All these things, these roadblocks that we let our mind tell us instead of just making a quick 5-minute phone call and finding out what the process is. 702-984-3700, 702-984-3700. You can follow me at Realtor Monique Buchanan, Buchanan, on IG, Instagram.
I also wanted to mention, Mo, that it doesn't take just relocation for the vets to worry about being tied to that property. You only have to be owner occupied in that house for 1 year. So even if you decide to get a better house, you can refinance that first house, turn it to conventional a year later, and then use your VA again.
After you've lived in it for a year, you can move on, is what she's saying, guys. Yep. So don't feel like you're trapped. You're not trapped.
No.
We have options.
No.
So, and if you're one of those veterans, I want to talk to you today about my new listings, right? Got a couple new listings. So one's hitting the market this weekend, you guys. You've heard me talk about it before. It's a single story, no HOA, 3806 Internet Avenue. Don't you love that name?
I love it.
It's in the Northwest, and it is over 16,000 square foot lot, okay? The house itself is around, let me see here, 2846 square feet, and it is a 4-bedroom home, all right? With a pool, 3-car garage, and
no HOA, right?
No HOA. You know what's funny about that? A lot of times when you have no HOA, you got to hope that the neighborhood looks good. Every single house is manicured to the T. I mean, there's no worries there. So
a lot of pride in home ownership over there. A lot of
pride in home ownership. So guys, 3806 Internet Avenue, there will be an open house coming soon on that property as well. And then, of course, we have another one that should be going live, not this weekend, but next week. Okay, so be on the lookout for that listing. It is under $460,000 list price. Now that other one, 3806 internet will be listed at around $780,000. You are on over a quarter of a lot. Like I said, RV parking, you've got the pool, single story, 4-bedroom, and on and on and on and on, 3-car garage. So those are hard to find right now. That was my list. So now this property also is on the corner lot, 916 Cary Grove, 916 Cary Grove. This one's, you can see it now though on any of the platforms, Zillow, Realtor.com. You can go ahead and see a picture of just the outside right now. You guys, we're going to be having the professional photos coming soon where you'll be able to see the entire yard, the inside. But let me just tell you, it's 222. It's hard for me to say that. 2,022 and 22 square feet. 22 square feet. There you go. It's like my first time.
Right.
4-bedroom, 3-bath, and that's 3 full bath, you guys. And it, like I said, on the corner lot, not to mention it is bigger than most yards at 6,500 square feet in its neighborhood. And it has a low HOA. And guess what? Solar will be paid off. So you will have free solar on that property. 916 Cary Grove, coming soon. So if you're thinking about listing your property, we do mention the listings on the radio, which is very powerful. And that is at no charge to you, no extra charge for listings. In fact, we don't charge you anything, Becky, until we sell your property.
Yep.
Okay, that's when we collect our success fee. Okay, so we front all the marketing costs ourselves.
And we do market.
We actually do it. Not to mention the radio station, which is very powerful, So let's go ahead and pivot. I do have some unfortunate news, you guys, that I want to share with you. First, I want to say thank you so much to all of my listeners out there that prayed for the Diaz family. I even had a couple of you guys reach out and ask me how everything's going and how they're doing. So I just want to share with you that unfortunately we did lose our sister, our KUMV sister, Jay Diaz. She did unfortunately pass away. She leaves behind her loving husband, Ernesto, and their 5 beautiful children. They're all under the age of 14. This was hard for me, you guys.
It was hard for me. Yeah.
They're doing well, though. I did drive out there to Pahrump and see them. We took them some food. Me and my sister, Alexis, cooked for them and took them some food. The babies are in good spirits. In fact, they told me they're taking care of Daddy. Aww. So Jay was a sweet soul, you guys. She's worked for the school district and she brought light around everybody. I remember when I first met her. You met her too, didn't you,
yes,
Becky?
I did. Mm-hmm.
Such a sweet woman. She raised those babies so well.
Yes.
They are just so respectful. Even at this time, this hard time that they're going through, they're so respectful. So it's heartbreaking, you guys. And, unfortunately, Ernesto is now facing, this hard challenge and this heartbreak of losing his wife, but he's also facing falling behind on his mortgage. Obviously, she was sick for a couple months and he was caring for her while she was sick, but they were not able to make a couple of the mortgage payments, which unfortunately happens to a lot of people out there that are fighting some kind of illness or disease. His name is not on the loan, so I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about that. If you are one of the folks out there that, a lot of times one of the spouses will have better credit, so you'll put the loan in their name, and then you'll just quick deed your spouse onto the title. Well, that's what they did, which is very common, right? I want you guys to make sure whoever's name is on the loan, you call the loan servicing company and you add your spouse or whoever, your loved one, whoever bought with you, your partner, you add them and give them permission to have access to details of that loan. Because unfortunately, Jay didn't think about it. We put the loan in Jay's name. She had the stronger credit. And then we just added Ernesto onto the title. But now he is not able to get any information and not even able to let them know, hey, this is what's going on. Can you work with me?
Yeah, we went through that with my brother-in-law.
Yes. But he's, he is facing this hardship with the mortgage, trying to get it caught up. So if you'd like to help the Diaz family, you can text me directly, family, and I'll send you the GoFundMe link if you want to be a blessing to this family and his kids. They can sure use it, you guys. If you're in a position that you're able to help this family out, I never asked for anything like this, but, we have to come together as a community sometimes. So you can, like I said, text me family, 702-984-3700, 702-984-3700. I will send you the GoFundMe link so you can bless this family and kind of help them get over this hump. You can also Cash App. If you're one of those people that just like to do Cash App, it's quicker, easier. I told Ernesto to please give me his Cash App information. That's the money sign, Ernesto Diaz 77. So that's, Cash App always starts with that money sign. Yeah. Money sign, Ernesto Diaz 77. And most of all, continue to keep this beautiful family in your prayers. They truly need our love and support right now, you guys. So thank you to all my prayer warriors out there. And, with that being said, I didn't want to leave on a sad note, but, God makes no mistakes.
Yeah.
And, we don't want to put a question mark where God has put a period. So I just want to praise his holy name and say, thank you, Lord, that you're giving strength to this family and that, good things are going to be coming their way to help them get through this.
Yeah.
And I want to thank each and every one of you in advance that does go ahead and jump on there, and we'll go ahead and be a blessing to this family.
Yes.
All right. So until we hear from you,
talk to you next week.
Have a blessed weekend, guys.